I'm so happy you're here. If this is your first time watching, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, like this video, and share your thoughts in the comments below. This is your space to grow, to practice, and to become fluent in English step by step, with confidence and joy. Now, before we begin, let me ask you a question. Have you ever listened to a native English speaker and thought, how do they speak so easily? They don't stop to think about grammar. They don't translate. Words just flow like a song. And you sit there wondering, why can't I speak like that, even after studying for years? If you've ever felt that way, you're not alone. Millions of English learners around the world know exactly how that feels. The frustration, the hesitation, that small voice in your mind that says, I understand English, but I can't speak it fast enough. But here's the good news. That can change. And it's going to change starting today. Because this isn't just another English lesson. This is fluent English training, a special kind of practice that focuses on your listening, speaking, and thinking skills all at once. It's not about memorizing grammar rules. It's about training your brain to feel English, not just study it. So here's what we're going to do. You'll listen carefully, you'll repeat after me, you'll think in English, you'll shadow my voice, and slowly, naturally, you'll start to speak more fluently with rhythm, emotion, and confidence. Ready? Take a deep breath with me. Inhale, exhale. Relax your mind. Open your ears. Let's begin. I want to start with something very simple, but very powerful. Repeat after me. I can speak English fluently. I can understand English easily. My English is improving every day. Good. Now say it again, with more confidence, like you really believe it. I can speak English fluently. I can understand English easily. My English is improving every day. When you speak these sentences with energy, something magical happens. You send a message to your brain. This is who I am. I'm an English speaker. You see, fluency doesn't begin with perfect grammar or a big vocabulary. It begins with belief. It begins with trusting yourself enough to speak, even when you make mistakes. Now, let's go a little deeper. Fluency is not about speed. It's about flow. Flow means your words come out smoothly, naturally, with rhythm. It's like water running down a stream. No hesitation, no blocks. So how do we train flow? By combining listening, repeating, and rhythm, exactly what you're doing right now. Let's practice. Listen and repeat after me, just as you hear it. I wake up every morning feeling thankful. I make my coffee, take a deep breath, and smile. Today is a new chance to learn something new. Now repeat again, but this time, imagine you're speaking to a friend. Put emotion in your voice. I wake up every morning feeling thankful. I make my coffee, take a deep breath, and smile. Today is a new chance to learn something new. Beautiful. You're not just repeating sentences, you're learning rhythm, tone, and emotion. That's what makes your English sound natural. Let's try a short dialogue. I'll play both parts, and you can repeat after each line. A. Hey, how's your day going? B. Pretty good, thanks. How about you? A. Can't complain. Just busy, as always. B. I know what you mean. Good. That's how real conversation flows. Simple, short, but full of natural rhythm. Now, let's talk about something important, the power of sound. English is a musical language. It has rhythm, stress, and melody. When native speakers talk, they don't pronounce every word perfectly. They connect words together. For example, I'm going to eat. It becomes, I'm going to eat. Did you see it? It becomes, did you see it? What are you doing? It becomes, what you doing? Now listen carefully and repeat. I'm gonna eat. Did you see it? What you doing? Nice. This is how real English sounds in movies, songs, and daily conversations. It's fast. It's connected. It's alive. Let's try one more example. Native speakers often say, let me see instead of let me see, or gimme that instead of give me that. Repeat with me, let me see. Gimme that. Good. You're getting closer to the natural sound of English. Now, take a moment to notice how you feel. Do you feel your mouth moving differently? Do you feel your brain trying to catch the rhythm? That's progress. That's fluency training in action. Let me tell you a quick story about one of my students. Her name is Lena. She studied English for 6 years but couldn't speak fluently. She always translated from her native language before speaking, and it made her nervous and slow. When we started fluency training, I told her, Lena, stop studying English with your eyes. Start training it with your ears and mouth. So she began shadowing podcasts and videos every morning for 15 minutes. She repeated what she heard, not word by word, but sound by sound. After 3 months, her fluency changed completely. She started thinking in English without realizing it. She didn't pause to translate anymore. You see, listening and speaking are muscles. The more you train them, the stronger they become. So I want you to do something today. For the next 24 hours, I want you to live in English. Listen to English music. Watch short videos. Think in English. Talk to yourself in English. When you make coffee, say, I'm making coffee. When you open your phone, say, I'm checking my messages. When you look outside, say, the weather looks nice today. Don't wait for perfect. Just speak. Let's practice one last time before we end this part. Repeat slowly after me. I don't need to be perfect. I just need to be confident. I can speak English every day. I'm becoming more fluent, step by step. Wonderful. Now, before we finish, I have a question for you and I want you to answer in the comments below. What makes you nervous when speaking English? Is it pronunciation, grammar, or fear of making mistakes? Tell me your thoughts. Your answer might help another learner feel less alone. In the next part, we'll go deeper. We'll talk about how to think faster in English and respond naturally even when you don't have time to translate. So stay tuned, keep practicing, and remember, every word you speak brings you one step closer to fluency. I'm proud of you. You're doing great. I'm so happy you're here again, continuing your journey toward English fluency. If you're watching this part, it means you're serious about improving your English, and that's something to be proud of. In the last part, we talked about rhythm, connection, and confidence. You learned how fluency isn't about speed or perfection, it's about flow and comfort. Today, we're going to build on that. We'll focus on how to think faster in English and respond naturally, just like native speakers do. Let's start with a simple truth. You don't need to know everything to sound fluent. You just need to react quickly with what you already know. So here's a question for you. Have you ever been in a conversation and your mind suddenly went blank? You knew what you wanted to say, but your brain froze? That's because you were translating, and translation slows you down. So today, let's stop translating. From now on, I want you to think directly in English. Let's do a little exercise together. I'll describe a few daily situations, and you'll respond in English quickly and naturally. Don't think too much, just say what comes to your mind. Ready? You're at a coffee shop. The barista says, "What would you like?" Your turn, what do you say? Maybe, "I'd like a latte, please." Or, "Can I have a black coffee?" Good, let's try another one. You meet a friend on the street. They ask, "Hey, how are you?" You answer, "I'm good, thanks. How about you?" Simple, right? But that's how fluency works. You build quick, automatic responses to common situations. Let's do one more. Someone says, "Do you have time to talk?" You answer, "Sure, what's up?" Or, "Sorry, I'm a bit busy right now." Perfect. You see, natural English isn't about big vocabulary. It's about speed, reaction, and emotion. Now, let's talk about something that helps a lot with fluency thinking in small chunks. Native speakers don't think word by word. They think in phrases, short, connected pieces. For example, instead of thinking, "I want to go to the store," they think, "I want to go to the store." Let's practice that together. Repeat after me, focusing on the flow. I want to go to the store. I gotta get some food. I'm gonna take a break. Good. That's how real English sounds. Connected, smooth, natural. Now, let's make it a little more fun. I'll say a few phrases that you can use in daily life. You repeat after me as if you're talking to a friend. Ready? That sounds great. I totally agree. I'm not sure about that. Let's see what happens. I'll think about it. Perfect. Those small phrases are the building blocks of real conversation. Now let's talk about another key part of fluency: intonation. Intonation means the rise and fall of your voice. It shows emotion. It makes your speech sound alive. Let's try something together. Repeat after me. Really? 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 Did you notice the difference? The first one sounds surprised. The second sounds excited. The third sounds serious. Same word, different feeling. This is the secret of sounding fluent. Native speakers use tone, emotion, and rhythm to make their words natural. Let's practice another short conversation, focusing on intonation. A. Hey, did you hear the news? B. No. What happened? A. They're opening a new cafe downtown. B. Really? That's awesome. Try saying it with emotion, as if you're really reacting to the story. Feel the excitement. That's the kind of practice that makes English come alive. Now, let's talk about your inner voice. Most learners think in their native language first, but I want you to train your brain to think in English. How? By talking to yourself in English during your day. For example, when you're cooking, say, "I'm cutting the vegetables." When you're cleaning, "I'm almost done with the dishes." When you're walking, "The weather feels nice today." At first, it might feel strange, but this simple habit builds fluency faster than you can imagine. Because fluency is not just about speaking to others, it's about being comfortable thinking in English. Let's practice together right now. I'll guide you. Close your eyes for a moment. Imagine you're walking in the park. The sun is warm. You hear people talking around you. A small breeze touches your face. Now, in English, describe what you see in your mind. You can say, "I'm walking in the park. The weather is beautiful. I feel calm and happy." Keep practicing that, describing the world in English, even in your mind. Now, let's do a short fluency shadowing exercise. I'll say a few sentences naturally. You repeat immediately after me, copying my rhythm and tone. I'm learning English every day. I'm starting to think in English. My English is getting better and better. I'm not afraid to speak anymore. I can express myself clearly. Excellent. The more you shadow, the more natural your English will become. Before we finish this part, let me tell you something important. Fluency is not built in one day. It's built in moments, small moments when you listen, speak, and think in English. Every time you repeat a phrase, every time you shadow a voice, every time you talk to yourself in English, you're training your brain to respond automatically. That's how you move from learning English to living English. Now, I want you to share something in the comments. Tell me, do you already talk to yourself in English sometimes? Or do you usually think in your native language first? Write your answer below and don't be shy. I love reading your stories, and your experience might inspire another learner today. I'm so glad you're still here, practicing, improving, and growing every single day. You've already made amazing progress by learning how to build rhythm, speak with flow, and think in English. But now, it's time for one of the most exciting and powerful parts of your fluency journey, keeping conversations going naturally. Have you ever started an English conversation and then suddenly didn't know what to say next? You wanted to continue, but your mind went blank? Don't worry, that happens to almost every English learner. Today, I'm going to help you fix that. You'll learn how to keep a conversation alive, even when your vocabulary feels limited. By the end of this part, you'll feel more confident speaking to anyone, anywhere, in English. Let's start with something simple. The key to good conversation is not having perfect grammar, it's connection. When native speakers talk, they don't just share information. They react. They show emotion. They respond naturally. You can do the same, even with simple English. Let's try a little example. Imagine someone says to you, "I just started a new job." You could answer in many ways. "Really? That's great. Wow, how's it going so far? Oh, that's exciting. What do you do?" See? You don't need big words, just curiosity and energy. Now repeat after me slowly and practice the emotion in your voice. "Really? That's great. Wow, how's it going so far? Oh, that's exciting. What do you do? Good job." Notice how you sound friendly, interested, and natural, not robotic. Fluency is not only about words, it's about tone, reaction, and emotion. Let's try another example. Your friend says, "I watched a great movie last night." You could say, "Oh, nice. What was it about? I've heard about that one. Who did you watch it with?" Now repeat each line after me. "Oh, nice. What was it about? I've heard about that one. Who did you watch it with?" Perfect. You see, you're building a natural flow. One question leads to another. Let's do a little fluency practice together. Imagine this short dialogue and shadow both parts after me. A. "Hey, how was your weekend?" B. "It was great. I went hiking with some friends." A. "That sounds fun. Where did you go?" B. "We went to Blue Mountain. The view was amazing." A. "Wow, I'd love to go there someday." Now, repeat the whole conversation one more time. Try to match the rhythm and energy. A. "Hey, how was your weekend?" B. "It was great. I went hiking with some friends." A. "That sounds fun. Where did you go?" B. "We went to Blue Mountain. The view was amazing." A. "Wow, I'd love to go there someday." Nice. That's how natural conversation sounds. Simple questions. Smooth rhythm. Real connection. Now, here's something interesting. Many English learners focus too much on what to say next, instead of how to listen actively. But fluent conversation is 50% speaking and 50% listening. When you truly listen, your brain automatically finds the right response. Let's practice active listening. I'll say a few sentences, and I want you to imagine how you'd respond naturally. I just moved to a new city. How would you answer? Maybe, "Oh, really? Which city?" Or, "Wow. How do you like it so far?" Another one, "I'm learning to cook." You could say, "That's awesome. What kind of food are you learning?" One more, "I'm planning to travel next month." You might reply, "Oh, cool. Where are you going?" Or, "That sounds exciting." You see how easy it is? You don't need to give long answers, just react naturally. Now, let's talk about one of the biggest secrets of fluency: filler phrases. Native speakers use short expressions to buy time while thinking. These make your English sound more natural and confident. Here are some examples. "Well, let me think. That's a good question. Actually, to be honest." Now repeat after me one by one with natural tone. "Well, let me think. That's a good question. Actually, to be honest." Perfect. You can use these anytime you need a second to think. For example, someone asks, "What's your favorite book?" You could say, "That's a good question. I think it's The Alchemist." Or someone asks, "Why are you learning English?" You can say, "Well, I want to travel more and meet new people. Try it with me." That's a good question. "Well, I want to travel more and meet new people." Great work. Now let's practice combining everything: reaction, emotion, and filler phrases. A, "Do you like cooking?" B, "Sometimes it depends on my mood." A, "What do you usually cook?" "Well, I love making pasta. It's easy and delicious." A, "Nice. I love pasta too." Repeat that conversation slowly. Try to sound relaxed and natural. Good. That's how real conversations flow, not perfect, but real. Now, before we move on, I want to remind you of something very important. Fluency is not memorization. It's repetition and confidence. You don't need to learn hundreds of new words every day. You just need to use the ones you already know again and again in real sentences. Practice those same phrases until they feel natural in your mouth. That's how your speaking becomes automatic. Let's end this part with one more powerful exercise. I'll say a short sentence, and you'll respond with your own natural reaction in English. "I got a new job." "I'm going on vacation next week." "I just learned a new English phrase." "I met someone interesting yesterday." Take a moment to think, what would you say to each? Then say it out loud. Don't write it, speak it. Speaking is training. Listening is practice. Together, they build fluency. Now, before we finish, tell me in the comments, what kind of English conversations do you find hardest? Is it small talk, deep topics, or daily communication? I'd love to know, so I can help you more in the next lessons. Your daily space for powerful, natural, and relaxing English fluency training. If you've been following the series, you've already learned how to build flow, respond naturally, and sound more confident in everyday conversations. But today, we're going to explore something deeper, something that transforms your English from understandable to beautifully expressive. We'll talk about emotion, tone, and expression, the true heartbeat of fluent English speaking. Because here's the truth, even if your grammar is perfect, if your voice sounds flat or emotionless, your English won't feel natural. But if your tone matches your message, if you sound alive, people will listen. So today, we'll train not just your mouth, but your voice, rhythm, and heart. Let's begin with a simple question. Have you ever listened to a native English speaker and thought, "Wow, They sound so natural, but I can't explain why. That's because native speakers use intonation, the rise and fall of their voice, to express emotion. For example, listen to the difference between these two. Really? Flat tone sounds uninterested. Really? Rising tone sounds curious or surprised. Let's practice together. Say it with me. Really? Curious. Really? Surprised. Really? Doubtful. Do you hear how one word can have 3 different feelings? That's the magic of tone. Now, let's practice with full sentences. Repeat after me and focus on your voice, not just your words. I can't believe it. Try saying it as if you're excited. Now say it as if you're angry. Now as if you're shocked. Your words didn't change, but your emotion completely did. That's fluency at a higher level. Let's try another example. She didn't tell me. Say it like you're sad. Now say it like you're annoyed. And now, like you're surprised. Amazing. Do you feel how your tone carries meaning? When you start playing with emotion, your English becomes alive, real, and human. Now, let's make this practical. Imagine you're in a conversation and someone says, "I just passed my driving test." You could respond, "Oh, that's amazing. Congratulations." Now repeat that after me and mean it. "Oh, that's amazing. Congratulations." Did you feel your smile? Did you feel energy in your voice? That's real communication. Here's another one. Your friend says, "I'm so tired today." You might say, "Oh no, what happened?" Or, "You should rest a bit." Now repeat, "Oh no, what happened? You should rest a bit." Perfect. You're learning to connect emotionally through your words and tone. Now, I want to teach you a little secret that actors use, and you can use it too to sound natural in English. It's called the 3 voice levels. Level 1, calm voice. You use it when you're thoughtful, serious, or kind. For example, "I understand. Take your time." Repeat, "I understand. Take your time." Level 2, friendly voice. This is your normal conversation tone, warm and open. For example, "That sounds nice." Repeat, "That sounds nice." Level 3, excited voice. Use it when something surprises or delights you. For example, "Wow, that's incredible." Repeat, "Wow, that's incredible." When you control these 3 voice levels, you can sound expressive, natural, and fluent without needing complicated words. Now let's do a small shadowing exercise. I'll read a short dialogue twice. First, just listen. Second, repeat with me. A, guess what? I got accepted to university. B, oh my gosh, that's amazing. Which one? A, Harvard. B, no way, I'm so proud of you. Now repeat after me slowly and clearly, matching the tone and energy. A, guess what? I got accepted to university. B, oh my gosh, that's amazing. Which one? A, Harvard. B, no way, I'm so proud of you. How did that feel? Expressive, right? This is real English, emotional, musical, and alive. Now let's talk about another powerful tool, pauses. Fluent speakers don't rush. They use silence to create rhythm and impact. Listen, I was walking home, and then suddenly I heard someone call my name. The pauses make the sentence more interesting, more dramatic. Without pauses, it sounds flat. I was walking home and then suddenly I heard someone call my name. See the difference? Let's try one together. Repeat after me slowly. I was about to leave, but then something unexpected happened. Good. Now again, with emotion. I was about to leave, but then something unexpected happened. Excellent work. When you use emotion and pauses, your English sounds confident, like storytelling, not studying. Now, let's practice another shadowing story, short but full of tone. I'll read it once, then you'll repeat it line by line. I woke up early this morning. The sky was still dark, and the air felt cold. I made a cup of coffee and sat by the window. For a moment, everything was quiet. Then the sun started to rise. It felt peaceful, like the beginning of something new. Now repeat each sentence with me. Feel the calm tone, the rhythm, the pauses. I woke up early this morning. The sky was still dark, and the air felt cold. I made a cup of coffee and sat by the window. For a moment, everything was quiet. Then the sun started to rise. It felt peaceful, like the beginning of something new. Beautiful. You're not just speaking English, you're feeling it. This kind of emotional connection helps your pronunciation, rhythm, and listening too. Because when you train your ear to hear emotion, your brain learns the melody of English naturally. Now, before we wrap up today's session, I want to challenge you. After this video, I want you to record yourself reading a short story or paragraph in English. Focus not just on words, but on emotion, on how your voice moves. Then listen to it again. Do you sound flat or expressive? Keep practicing until your English feels alive. I'm so happy you're here again, continuing your fluency journey with me. You've already learned how to express emotion, use pauses, and make your English sound natural. Today, we'll go even further into one of the most powerful skills in communication: storytelling. Fluent speakers are often great storytellers. They know how to keep people listening, how to make their words come alive. And today, I'll teach you how you can do the same step by step. So let's begin. Let me ask you something. When was the last time you told a story in English? Maybe about your weekend, your childhood, or something funny that happened at work. Did you feel confident? Or did you feel nervous, searching for words? Don't worry, storytelling in English is not about using big, difficult words. It's about structure, rhythm, and feeling. Here's the secret. Every good story has 3 parts: beginning, middle, and end. And within that, there's a simple pattern: the setting, where and when it happened, the problem or challenge, the result or lesson. Let's try with a short example. I remember one rainy morning last year. I was late for work, and I couldn't find my umbrella. I ran out into the rain anyway, and halfway down the street, I slipped and fell. But instead of getting angry, I just started laughing. That day, I learned it's better to laugh at small problems. See? It's short, simple, but powerful. The story has emotion, movement, and a message. Now, let's break it down. First, the setting. I remember one rainy morning last year. That sentence creates an image. You can imagine it: the rain, the morning, the feeling. Now you try. Think of a time you remember clearly. Start with, I remember one. Go ahead, say it aloud. Good. That's your opening line. Second, the problem or challenge. I was late for work, and I couldn't find my umbrella. That's what makes the story interesting. Something goes wrong. Now you try again. Continue your story with something that happened, a small problem, or something unexpected. Say it out loud. And third, the result or lesson. I slipped and fell, but I laughed. I learned to laugh at small problems. That ending gives your story meaning. It shows what you learned or how you felt. Now, I want you to repeat the full example after me, slowly. I remember one rainy morning last year. I was late for work, and I couldn't find my umbrella. I ran out into the rain anyway, and halfway down the street, I slipped and fell. But instead of getting angry, I just started laughing. That day, I learned it's better to laugh at small problems. Perfect. That's storytelling in natural English. Now let's go deeper. What makes stories powerful is detail. When you tell a story, don't just say what happened. Describe what you saw, felt, and heard. That makes your English sound real and expressive. Listen, I went to the beach. Okay, simple, but not very interesting. Now listen to this. I went to the beach last Sunday. The sun was bright, the waves were gentle, and I could smell the salt in the air. Can you hear the difference? You can feel the scene. Let's practice adding detail together. Say, I went to the park. Now add what you saw. I went to the park. I saw children playing and dogs running around. Now add what you heard. I heard birds singing and people laughing. Now add how you felt. I felt peaceful and happy. Now you have a story. Here's your line. Repeat after me. I went to the park. I saw children playing and dogs running around. I heard birds singing and people laughing. I felt peaceful and happy. See how natural that sounds? You're painting a picture with words. Now let's move to the next level: storytelling rhythm. Native speakers tell stories with rhythm, like music. They speed up during exciting moments and slow down during emotional ones. Let's try this short story for practice. Listen first. Last weekend, I went hiking with my friends. Everything was great at first. The weather was sunny, and everyone was in a good mood. But then, halfway up the mountain, it started to rain. We didn't bring any jackets, so we all got completely wet. But even then, we couldn't stop laughing. It was one of the best days ever. Now, repeat it slowly with me. Focus on rhythm and emotion. Last weekend, I went hiking with my friends. Everything was great at first. The weather was sunny, and everyone was in a good mood. But then, halfway up the mountain, it started to rain. We didn't bring any jackets, so we all got completely wet. But even then, we couldn't stop laughing. It was one of the best days ever. That's it. Simple, natural, real. You're learning to tell stories that connect, stories that make people feel. Now, let's make it interactive. I want you to think of your own short story right now. Something that happened recently, maybe something funny, embarrassing, or surprising. Can you tell that story using this pattern? Start with, I remember one time when, then describe what happened. And finish with what you learned or how you felt. You can write your story in the comments if you like. I'd love to read it and give feedback. Remember, storytelling helps you in every part of English: speaking, listening, thinking, and confidence. When you can tell a story, you can hold a conversation. Because real conversations are built on moments, not grammar. Now, before we finish, let's do one more shadowing exercise. This time we'll combine tone, rhythm, and emotion, just like in real life. Listen first. Yesterday was a strange day. I woke up late, missed the bus, and spilled coffee on my shirt. But then, something amazing happened. I got a message from an old friend I hadn't heard from in years. We met for lunch, and suddenly, the whole day felt perfect. Now, repeat after me, slowly. Yesterday was a strange day. I woke up late, missed the bus, and spilled coffee on my shirt. But then, something amazing happened. I got a message from an old friend I hadn't heard from in years. We met for lunch, and suddenly, the whole day felt perfect. Wonderful. Do you hear how your story changes energy from frustration to joy? That's how real English flows like life. You did amazing today. You learned how to build a story, add detail, and speak with emotion. I'm really proud of you for coming this far. You've practiced storytelling, emotion, tone, and rhythm, and now we're going to focus on something just as important: how to respond naturally when other people speak. Because fluency is not only about speaking, it's about connecting. It's about how you listen, react, and show interest in others. Real communication is a dance between two people, not a solo performance. So today, I'll teach you how to sound natural, kind, and confident in real conversations, whether you're talking to a friend, a coworker, or someone new. Let's begin. Imagine this. Your friend is telling you a story. They say, "Last weekend, I went to the mountains with my family. It was beautiful, but it rained the whole time." Now, how do you respond naturally in English? Many learners just smile or say, "Oh, really?" and then silence. But in fluent English conversation, we keep the energy moving. So instead of just saying, "Oh," try using active listening responses like these. "Wow, that sounds amazing." "Oh no, it rained? That must have been tough. That sounds like a special trip." Or even, "Really? What did you do when it started to rain?" Do you hear the difference? Each response invites the other person to continue. That's what makes conversation flow naturally. Let's practice. I'll say a sentence, and you give a reaction out loud. Ready? "I just started a new job last week." You respond, "Good." Maybe you said, "That's awesome. How's it going so far?" Perfect. Next one, "I lost my phone yesterday." You respond, "Right, maybe." "Oh no, that's the worst. Did you find it?" And one more, "I met a really kind stranger on the bus today." You respond, "Exactly." Something like, "That's so nice. What happened?" Each time, you're showing interest, not just listening, but joining the story. Now, let's go deeper. When we talk in English, we often use small sounds or short phrases to show emotion. For example, "Uh-huh," "Wow," "Really?" "Oh no, that's great." These small sounds are powerful. They tell your listener you care. Repeat them with me slowly. "Uh-huh," "Wow," "Really?" "Oh no, that's great." Try saying them with feeling, not flat, but emotional. Imagine you're really reacting to someone's story. These expressions make you sound alive. They make conversation natural. Now, let's add something even more interesting: empathy. Empathy means understanding how someone feels and showing it with your words. If your friend says, "I failed my test," you can say, "I'm sorry to hear that. You must feel disappointed." If they say, "I finally passed my driving test," you can say, "That's amazing. You must be so proud." See the pattern? "You must feel," or "you must be," helps you connect emotionally. Let's practice together. Listen and repeat. "You must feel so tired after that." "You must be really happy." "You must feel nervous." "You must be excited." Perfect. Now you can respond not only with words, but with understanding. Let's try a little conversation to put it all together. A, "I had such a long day at work today." "Oh no, you must feel really tired." A, "Yes, totally. I just want to relax." B, "You should take a break. Maybe watch something funny." A, "That sounds like a good idea." Yeah, laughter always helps. This is real English, the kind people use every day. Now let's practice another one, something happier. A, "Guess what? I just got accepted to university." A, "That's amazing. Congratulations. A. Thank you. I was so nervous before checking the result. B. I can imagine. You must be really excited now. A. Yes, it feels like a dream. B. You totally deserve it. Notice how the second person keeps the conversation warm and positive, never too short, never robotic. That's your goal. Now let's practice your own speaking. I'll say a situation, and you imagine what you would say in response. Situation 1. Your friend says, I just adopted a dog. What would you say? Give it a try. Maybe something like, wow, that's amazing. What's your dog's name? Situation 2. Your coworker says, I missed my bus this morning. You could say, oh no, that's so annoying. Did you make it to work on time? Situation 3. Your classmate says, I'm learning to cook, but I keep burning everything. You could say, haha, that happens to everyone at first. What are you trying to cook? Every response shows interest, kindness, and energy. That's how you become fluent. And here's something important. Don't fear silence. Sometimes fluent English means listening carefully, pausing before replying. Silence is part of communication too. It gives space. It shows you care. Now, I want you to try shadowing a short, real-life style dialogue. Listen first, then repeat with me. A. Hey, how was your weekend? B. It was nice. I went hiking with my friends. A. Oh, that sounds fun. Where did you go? B. We went to Blue Lake. It was beautiful, but it rained a little. A. Ah, that's too bad. But still, hiking in the rain can be kind of peaceful. B. Yeah, it actually was. It felt calm. A. That's awesome. I should go there sometime. B. You definitely should. Now shadow it with me one more time. Use rhythm, tone, and expression. Great. You're not just learning to speak. You're learning to connect, to make English part of who you are. Now let me ask you, what do you usually say when someone tells you good news? Do you say, wow, congratulations? Or, I'm so happy for you? Share your favorite response in the comments below. Before we end this part, remember, conversation is about energy. When you listen with energy and reply with warmth, your English becomes alive. I'm so proud of you for staying with me through this journey. By now, you've learned how to express emotions, tell stories, and respond naturally in conversations. But there's one more skill that separates fluent English speakers from learners, and that's keeping a conversation flowing naturally. Have you ever been in a situation where the conversation suddenly stopped and you didn't know what to say next? Maybe there was an awkward silence and you felt nervous or embarrassed. Don't worry, that happens to everyone. But today, I'll teach you exactly how to handle those moments and keep the conversation going smoothly and confidently. Let's begin. The first thing you should know is this. Conversation flow is not about speaking non-stop. It's about rhythm, curiosity, and connection. Think of a conversation like a game of ping pong. You don't hold the ball too long. You hit it back gently and naturally. That means asking questions, giving reactions, and adding small comments. Here's an example. A. I watched a really good movie last night. B. Oh, really? What was it about? A. It was a mystery film. The ending was surprising. B. I love mystery movies. Was it on Netflix? A. Yeah, it was. You should watch it. B. Thanks. I will. See how the talk keeps moving? Both people share something, respond, ask, and react. That's the secret, a mix of curiosity and energy. Now, let's talk about how you can do this naturally. Step 1. Show interest. Use short expressions to show you're listening. You can say things like, "That's interesting." "Really? No way." "Oh, I didn't know that." "Wow, tell me more." "Let's practice these together." Repeat after me slowly. "That's interesting." "Really? No way." "Oh, I didn't know that." "Wow, tell me more." Good. Now, step 2, ask follow-up questions. If someone says, "I started learning guitar," don't just say "nice." Instead say, "Oh, that's great. How long have you been learning?" Or, "What made you start?" Follow-up questions keep people talking and make you sound engaged and fluent. Try it now. I'll say something, and you think of a natural question. "I'm learning to cook Italian food." Pause. What question can you ask? Maybe you said, "Oh, really? What's your favorite dish so far?" Perfect. Next one. "I'm planning to travel next month." What could you ask? "Yes, maybe." "That's exciting. Where are you going?" Or, "Who are you traveling with?" You see, the secret is simple. Respond with interest and a question. Now, step 3, share your own experiences. Real conversations are two-way. If someone says, "I love hiking," you can say, "Oh, me too. I went hiking last weekend." Sharing something small from your own life makes the talk feel natural. Let's look at an example. A. "I started reading more books this year." B. "That's awesome. I've been trying to do the same. What kind of books do you like?" It's like a friendly rhythm. React, share, and ask. Now, let's do a short dialogue practice together. A. "Hey, what do you usually do on weekends?" B. "I like to go out with friends or watch movies at home." A. "That sounds relaxing. What's the last movie you watched?" B. "I watched a romantic comedy. It was so funny." A. "Oh, I love comedies too. Do you have any favorites?" B. "Yes. There's one called Crazy Rich Asians. It's hilarious." A. "Oh, I've heard about it. I need to watch it." That's conversation flow, no silence, no stress, just natural connection. Now, let's talk about another key: smooth transitions. In real life, native speakers change topics gently. They don't suddenly say, "Okay, new topic." Instead, they use natural linking phrases. Here are some examples. "By the way, speaking of that, actually that reminds me. Oh, that's similar to something that happened to me. Let's practice." A. "I got stuck in traffic this morning." B. "Oh no, that reminds me yesterday. I was late to work because of the same thing." See? Smooth and natural. Try saying this after me. "By the way, have you ever?" Speaking of that, I remember when. Actually, that reminds me of something funny. Perfect. These transitions make your English sound fluent and connected. Now, step 4, show emotion. Use your voice to match the topic. When someone shares good news, sound excited. When they talk about something sad, sound gentle and caring. For example, "Oh, really? That's amazing." Happy tone. "Oh no, I'm sorry to hear that." Soft, caring tone. Your tone shows that you're emotionally connected, not just using words. Let's do a tone practice together. I'll say the situation, and you choose how your voice should sound. Situation 1. Your friend says, "I just got promoted at work." Tone. Excited. Say, "That's amazing. Congratulations." Situation 2. Your friend says, "I failed my driving test." Tone. Caring. Say, "Oh no, I'm sorry. Don't worry, you'll pass next time." Situation 3. Your classmate says, "I'm really tired today." Tone, calm, understanding. Say, yeah, I get that. You should rest. Perfect. You're not just speaking, you're communicating with feeling. Now let's combine everything we learned today into one full conversation. Listen first, then shadow it with me. A. Hey, how's your week going so far? B. Pretty good. Just busy with work. A. Oh yeah. What kind of work are you doing? B. I work in marketing. It's fun, but sometimes stressful. A. I can imagine. Actually, my sister works in marketing too. She says it's always fast-paced. B. Exactly. It's never boring. A. That's cool. By the way, what do you do to relax after work? B. I usually cook or watch a show. You? A. I like to go for a walk in the evening. It clears my mind. B. That sounds nice. I should try that. A. Yeah, it helps a lot. That's how fluent English conversations sound: relaxed, curious, friendly. Now here's your challenge for today. I want you to think of one person you could talk to in English, maybe a classmate, a friend, or even a language partner online. When you talk to them, remember these 4 steps. Show interest. Ask follow-up questions. Share your experience. Use natural transitions. Try it today and tell me in the comments how it goes. Before we finish, repeat this affirmation after me. I can have natural conversations in English. I can keep a conversation going smoothly. I speak with curiosity, confidence, and care. Excellent work today. You're becoming not just a learner but a communicator. You're doing such a wonderful job staying consistent and practicing with me. If you've made it to part 8, it means you're serious about becoming fluent, and I'm so proud of you for that. In this part, we're going to work on one of the most powerful skills in real communication: expressing opinions and agreeing or disagreeing naturally. This is what makes your English sound alive, confident, and human. Because real conversations aren't just about questions and answers, they're about sharing your thoughts, reacting to ideas, and respecting others' views. So, let's get started. Imagine you're talking with a friend, and they say, "I think learning English is difficult." How would you respond? You could say, "Yeah, I agree. It takes time and practice." Or, if you feel differently, I see what you mean, but I think it can be fun too. That's it: simple, polite, natural. Now, let's explore this deeper. 1. How to express your opinion clearly. When you want to share your opinion in English, here are some natural ways to start. I think, I feel, in my opinion, for me, to be honest, if you ask me. Let's practice these together. Repeat after me, slowly and naturally. I think learning English every day helps a lot. I feel more confident when I speak slowly. In my opinion, movies are a great way to learn English. For me, listening practice is the most helpful. To be honest, I sometimes find grammar confusing. If you ask me, the best way to improve is by speaking more. Very good. Now, you might notice native speakers don't just say, "I think." They use many small variations to sound natural. For example, "I guess," "I believe," "it seems like," "I suppose." Each one sounds soft, friendly, and conversational. Let's practice again. Repeat with me. I guess people learn best when they enjoy it. I believe practice makes everything easier. It seems like you're really improving. I suppose everyone learns at their own pace. Beautiful. You're sounding more and more natural. 2. How to agree politely. Now, how do we agree in English? Not just yes or I agree, but in a friendly, fluent way. Here are some common expressions. I totally agree. You're right. That's true. Exactly. I couldn't agree more. That's a good point. You said it. Repeat after me. I totally agree. You're right. That's true. Exactly. I couldn't agree more. That's a good point. You said it. Now, let's use them in context. A. It's easier to learn English when you watch shows you like. B. Exactly. When you enjoy it, you remember more. A. I think daily speaking practice is important. B. You're right. It helps build confidence. Good. 3. How to disagree naturally and politely. Now, disagreement is part of every real conversation, but the key is to sound respectful and kind, not rude or too direct. Here are some polite ways to disagree. I see your point, but I understand what you mean, but I think that's true. But from my experience, maybe, but I feel a little differently. I get what you're saying, but let's practice. I see your point, but I don't think it's always true. I understand what you mean, but I think it depends on the person. That's true, but from my experience, speaking is harder than listening. Maybe, but I feel a little differently. I get what you're saying, but I don't completely agree. Perfect. Now, let's put everything together in a short example conversation. A. I think learning grammar first is the best way to speak fluently. I see your point, but I think speaking naturally helps more. A. Really? Why? B. Because when you speak often, you get used to thinking in English. A. That makes sense. I guess practice is the key. B. Exactly. That's how real, fluent conversations sound polite, curious, and smooth. 4. Showing interest in others' opinions. When someone shares their thoughts, don't rush to respond. Instead, show curiosity. You can say, "Really? That's interesting. Oh, I've never thought about it that way. That's a good point. Why do you think so? Can you tell me more about that?" These short responses show that you care, and that's what makes conversations deep and enjoyable. Let's try together. A. I think learning through songs is better than textbooks. B. Really? That's interesting. Why do you think so? A. I prefer studying alone. B. That's a good point. I usually study with friends. See how it feels natural? You're not arguing, you're engaging. 5. Expressing your opinion with emotion. Now let's add feeling to your voice. Your tone makes your English sound alive. For example, listen to these two. Flat. I think learning English is fun. Natural. I think learning English is fun. The second one has energy, rhythm, and warmth. Let's practice together. Repeat these sentences with emotion. I really believe anyone can become fluent. I totally agree with you. To be honest, I find speaking English exciting. I see your point, but I still think practice is the most important. I guess we all learn in different ways. That's it, clear, emotional, and fluent. 6. Practice challenge. Now here's your challenge for today. I'll ask you 3 questions. You can answer out loud or write your answers in the comments below. Question 1. Do you think grammar is the most important part of English learning? Why or why not? Question 2. Do you prefer learning alone or with others? Question 3. In your opinion, what's the best way to practice speaking fluently? Take a moment to think and answer naturally, using the expressions you learned today. I think, I guess, I believe, I see your point, but if you write your answers in the comments, I'll read them and respond. Before we end, Let's review what we practiced today. You learned how to express opinions, agree and disagree politely, and sound confident when sharing your thoughts. You also practiced adding emotion and curiosity to make your English feel alive. You did amazing today. I'm so happy you're here again. You've made it all the way to part 9, and that means you're not just learning English, you're training your mind to think and speak fluently. Today, we're going to talk about one of the biggest fears every English learner has: what to do when you forget a word, make a mistake, or feel nervous in conversation. Have you ever been in that moment? Someone asks you a question in English, and your mind suddenly goes blank. You know the word, you studied it, but it just disappears. You freeze, you panic. You smile awkwardly and think, "Oh no, I can't speak." Don't worry, you're not alone. Every learner, even advanced ones, feels this sometimes. Even native speakers forget words or make small mistakes. The key is not to be perfect. The key is to keep the conversation flowing, even when your English isn't perfect. So in this part, I'll teach you how to handle those moments with confidence and ease. Let's begin. 1. When you forget a word, imagine you're in the middle of a sentence. I bought a new, what's it called? The thing you use to cut vegetables? That's normal. It happens to everyone. But here's the trick: don't stop speaking. You can use natural filler phrases to keep the conversation going while your brain searches for the word. Here are some useful ones. What's the word again? You know, the thing that, it's like, how do you say it? Let's practice together. I went to the store to buy, what's the word again? A blender. It's like a small computer, but you can carry it. How do you say it? A tablet. The person who helps in the hospital, a nurse. When you do this, people will understand what you mean. They'll help you find the word. And most importantly, you stay confident. Try saying one out loud right now. Think of something you sometimes forget the English word for. Use one of these filler phrases to describe it. Good. Remember, speaking is about communication, not perfection. 2. When you make a mistake, let me tell you a secret. Making mistakes is part of fluency. Native speakers make mistakes too. They say the wrong word, forget grammar, and correct themselves all the time. So when you make a mistake, don't freeze or say, "Sorry, my English is bad." Instead, do what fluent speakers do: correct yourself naturally. For example, I went to the store yesterday. He don't like it. Sorry, he doesn't like it. See? You fix it quickly and move on. No panic, no shame. You can also use small natural expressions when you correct yourself, like, "Let me say that again." Actually, what I meant was, repeat after me. Actually, what I meant was, let me say that again. Excellent. The key is to stay relaxed and sound calm. Because when you show confidence, people focus on your message, not your mistakes. 3. When you feel nervous now, this one is very common. You know what to say, but your heart beats fast. You worry about your pronunciation, your grammar, your accent. Here's what I want you to remember. You are learning a second language, and that's already something amazing. Instead of thinking, "What if I make a mistake?" say to yourself, "This is my chance to practice. I'm proud of trying." Take a deep breath. Smile. Speak a little slower. Focus on connection, not perfection. Let's try this together. Take a deep breath with me. Inhale and exhale. Now say this out loud. I'm not afraid to speak English. I'm learning and improving every day. My mistakes help me grow. Good. You see? The more relaxed your body is, the easier the words come out. 4. Using time fillers to sound fluent. Native speakers use small time fillers all the time while thinking. These help you sound natural and confident even when you need a second to find your words. Here are some examples. Well, let me think. Actually, that's a good question. I guess. Let's practice. Repeat after me with natural pauses. Well, I think learning English online is really helpful. It's easier when you speak every day. Let me think. Maybe around 5 years ago. Actually, I prefer watching shows in English. That's a good question. I think it depends on the topic. Great job. These small words make your English sound smooth, confident, and real. 5. What to do when someone doesn't understand you. Sometimes, even when you speak clearly, people might say, "Sorry?" or "What did you say?" Don't feel bad. It happens in every language. Just use these simple responses. "Oh, let me say that again. Maybe I didn't explain that clearly. Let me try another way. Let's practice. A. Sorry, what did you say? Oh, let me say that again. I said I started learning English last year. A. I didn't catch that. B. Maybe I didn't explain it clearly. I meant I studied with a friend. See? You sound confident, calm, and polite. 6. Quick practice challenge. Now it's your turn. I'll describe a situation, and you think of what you would say. Situation 1. You forget the word for refrigerator. What could you say? Maybe it's that big cold box in the kitchen. What's the word again? Oh, refrigerator. Situation 2. You said he go to school and realize it's wrong. What could you say? Maybe, he goes to school. Situation 3. Someone says, sorry, after you speak. What could you say? Maybe, let me say that again. Good job. 7. The mindset of fluency. Remember, fluency is not about knowing every word. It's about feeling comfortable enough to keep talking even when you forget, even when you're nervous. The more you speak, the more confident you become. And the more confident you become, the faster your English improves. So, from now on, every time you forget a word or make a mistake, smile and think, I'm learning. That's the mindset of a fluent speaker. Before we finish today, here's your reflection question. When was the last time you felt nervous speaking English? What did you do, and how can you handle it better next time? Share your answer in the comments. I'd love to read your story. You did a great job today. You learned how to stay calm, confident, and fluent even when things don't go perfectly. You've done an amazing job getting this far. We're now in part 10, and today's lesson is one of the most exciting and practical ones yet. In this session, you're going to step into real-life conversations. We'll practice how fluent speakers communicate in daily situations, ordering food, making small talk, expressing opinions, and more. By the end of this part, you'll not only understand how to use natural English in daily life, you'll also sound more confident and fluent when you speak. So, are you ready? Let's begin. 1. Ordering food at a cafe. Let's imagine this. You walk into a cafe, you smell the coffee, you hear the soft music, and you're ready to order. But how do you sound natural and confident in English? Let's listen to this short conversation. A. Hi there. What can I get for you today? B. Hi. Can I please have an iced latte with oat milk? A. Sure. Would you like it medium or large? Medium. Please. And could I also get a blueberry muffin? A. Absolutely. Anything else? B. That's all for now, thank you. A. Great. That'll be $5.50. Now, let's break it down. Notice how polite and natural it sounds. The phrases, can I please have, and could I also get, sound friendly and fluent. Try repeating after me. Can I please have an iced latte? Could I also get a muffin? That's all for now, thank you. Excellent. You see how smooth that feels? Now let's make it interactive. Imagine you're at your favorite cafe. What would you order in English? Say it out loud right now, or even better, write it in the comments below. 2. Making small talk. Now, let's move to something every fluent speaker must master: small talk. Small talk is that light, easy conversation we have every day with coworkers, classmates, or even strangers. It's what helps us connect with people. Let's listen to this example. A. Hi, how's your day going so far? B. Pretty good, thanks. Just finishing some work. How about you? A. Not bad. It's been a busy morning. I can't wait for the weekend. B. Oh, I know what you mean. Do you have any plans? A. Maybe just relaxing and watching a movie. What about you? B. I might go hiking if the weather's nice. Now, that's a very natural small talk conversation. Nothing complicated, but it sounds friendly, confident, and fluent. Try repeating some of those lines with me. How's your day going so far? Not bad. It's been a busy morning. I might go hiking if the weather's nice. Good job. Small talk helps you feel comfortable speaking with anyone, anywhere. So next time you meet someone new, just smile. Ask a simple question and keep it light. 3. Expressing opinions. Naturally, fluent speakers often share opinions, but they do it politely and naturally. Let's say someone asks you, "What do you think about learning English online?" You could say, "Well, I think it's really convenient because you can learn anytime. Personally, I prefer learning with videos because they help me hear real conversations. In my opinion, online learning is great, but practice with people is also important." Now repeat after me. "Well, I think it's really convenient. Personally, I prefer learning with videos. In my opinion, practice with people is important." These phrases are powerful. They make your English sound smooth and thoughtful. So tell me, what do you think about learning English online? Share your thoughts in the comments below. I love reading your ideas. 4. Handling mistakes in conversation. Let's say you're talking and you make a small mistake. Maybe you say, "He go to school" instead of "he goes to school." Don't worry, just correct yourself naturally. "Oh, I mean he goes to school. Let me say that again, he goes to school." You see? It's that simple. Fluency isn't about never making mistakes. It's about how smoothly you recover from them. So practice saying this out loud. "Oh, I mean, actually what I meant was, let me say that again." These short phrases show confidence, and that's what fluency really is. 5. Talking about daily life. Now let's practice one of the most common topics in any conversation: daily life. Here's an example. A. So what's your day like? Well, I usually wake up around 7, have breakfast, and then go to work. A. Nice. What do you do for work? B. I'm an accountant. It's a bit stressful, but I enjoy it. A. That's great. What do you usually do after work? B. I like to go for a walk or listen to podcasts in English. Try repeating some of these sentences. I usually wake up around 7. I like to go for a walk after work. I listen to podcasts in English. See how simple but natural these sound? You can easily use them to start or continue any conversation. 6. Building confidence. Now, I want to remind you of something very important. Fluency isn't built overnight. It grows with every small effort you make, every word you speak, every video you listen to, every time you practice aloud. If you've been following this podcast, you're already improving your fluency step by step. You might not feel it right away, but trust me, your brain is learning to think in English. Your tongue is learning the rhythm of the language, and your confidence is growing stronger with every part you complete. So, don't stop now. You're almost there. 7. Practice challenge. Let's do a short speaking challenge together. Imagine you're meeting a new friend at a cafe. I'll say the first line, and you continue the conversation out loud. A. Hi. How are you today? You respond. A. Oh, really? Sounds interesting. What do you like to do in your free time? You respond again. A. That's cool. I usually go for a walk or watch something in English. Now, say your answers out loud. Don't just think, speak. That's how real fluency is built. 8. Wrap up and reflection. Before we finish, I want to ask you, which situation do you find hardest in English? Ordering food, small talk, or expressing opinions? Write your answer in the comments. I read every comment, and I love hearing about your learning journey. Remember, fluency is not about speed, it's about comfort, connection, and confidence. You've practiced real conversations today, and that's exactly how you become fluent. Welcome back, my friend. You've made it to the final part of this series, part 11. Take a moment to smile, because you've done something incredible. You didn't just watch a few minutes. You stayed, you listened, you practiced, you trained your English fluency step by step. I want you to know that this is exactly how fluent speakers are made, through patience, practice, and passion. Today's part is all about the final step in your fluency journey, learning to think in English. If you can start to think in English, you will stop translating in your head. You'll speak faster, more naturally, and more confidently. So let's dive in. 1. Thinking in English, why it matters. Most English learners struggle because they still think in their native language. They hear something in English, translate it into their own language, think of an answer, then translate it back into English before speaking. That's slow, that's stressful. But fluent speakers don't do that. They hear, they understand, and they respond directly in English. So how can you do that too? Let's train your brain together right now. 2. Step 1. Start with simple thoughts. When you wake up in the morning, try talking to yourself in English. It doesn't have to be perfect. Just say what you're doing. For example, I'm getting up. I'm brushing my teeth. I'm making coffee. I'm going to work. These are small sentences, but they train your brain to think directly in English. Try saying them now with me. I'm getting up. I'm brushing my teeth. I'm making coffee. Great. This simple habit will change your fluency faster than you can imagine, because every time you think in English, your brain builds new connections. Those connections become automatic, and that's how fluency begins. 3. Step 2. Use everyday English. Fluent English doesn't come from big, complicated words. It comes from simple, natural expressions used in daily life. For example, instead of saying, I am feeling very fatigued, just say, I'm tired. Instead of I am extremely grateful, say, thanks a lot. That's what native speakers do. They keep it short, clear, and easy. So when you practice speaking, focus on using everyday language, the kind that real people use in real conversations. Let's repeat a few natural phrases together. That sounds great. I totally agree. Let's do it. Don't worry about it. I'll take care of it. Perfect. These small phrases help you sound relaxed and confident, just like native speakers. 4. Step 3. Listen, shadow, and feel the rhythm. You already know this, but it's worth repeating. The best way to think and speak in English is through listening and shadowing. When you shadow, you're not just repeating words. You're matching the speaker's rhythm, tone, and emotion. That's what makes your English sound natural. So every day, take 10 to 15 minutes. Listen to something in English, maybe this podcast, or a movie scene, and repeat after the speaker. Copy the rhythm, copy the tone. You'll start to feel the music of English, the way native speakers connect their words, stress certain sounds, and let others flow smoothly. Let's practice a quick one right now. Repeat after me. How's it going? Not bad. What about you? Pretty good. Can't complain. See how it flows? That's fluency, not just words, but rhythm and connection. 5. Step 4. Train your confidence. Here's something most learners forget. Fluency is not just about language. It's also about emotion. You can know thousands of words, but if you're afraid to speak, your fluency will always be trapped inside. So I want you to start training your confidence just like your vocabulary. Speak out loud every day, even when no one is listening. Say things like, I'm confident when I speak English. I'm improving every day. I'm proud of how far I've come. Try it now. Say it with me. I'm confident when I speak English. I'm improving every day. I'm proud of how far I've come. Beautiful. You sound great. Every time you say these words, you're teaching your mind to believe them. And once you truly believe them, fluency will come naturally. 6. Step 5. Practice real conversations. Fluent English isn't something you learn alone. It's something you build through connection. Find ways to use English every day, even in small moments. Join an online group, talk to a friend, or comment under English videos like this one. When you use English in real life, your confidence grows faster than any classroom practice. So tell me in the comments, how do you usually practice your English speaking? Do you talk to friends? Do you shadow videos? Or maybe you speak to yourself? Share your answer. I'd love to know how you practice. 7. Your daily fluency routine. Here's a simple daily routine that will help you master fluency step by step. Listen to English for 10 minutes. Focus on natural speech. Shadow what you hear, repeat aloud. Match the rhythm. Think in English during daily tasks. Describe what you're doing. Speak out loud even when you're alone. Review and reflect, what new words or expressions did you learn today. If you follow this routine every day, even for 2 weeks, you'll start to notice a real difference. Your speech will become smoother, your confidence stronger, and your thoughts clearer in English. 8. A moment of reflection. Before we finish, I want you to close your eyes for a moment. Think about why you started learning English. Maybe it's for your career, maybe for travel, or maybe just for your own growth. Whatever your reason is, hold it in your heart, because that reason will keep you moving forward on the hard days. Fluency takes time, but every step you take, every sentence you speak, brings you closer to your goal. 9. Final words of motivation. I want to tell you something important before we end this series. You already have everything you need to be fluent. The knowledge, the ability, the motivation, it's all inside you. All you have to do is keep practicing and keep believing. Don't be afraid of mistakes. Don't compare yourself to others. Fluency isn't a race, it's a journey, and you're already on the right path. So keep listening, keep shadowing, keep speaking, because every word you speak in English brings you one step closer to fluency. 10. Closing message. Thank you so much for joining me in this Fluent English training podcast. I'm so proud of you for staying until the end and giving your best effort. If this series has helped you, please like this video, subscribe to Ms. Fluent English, and share your thoughts below. Tell me what you've learned, what you enjoyed, and what you want to practice next. Your feedback means the world to me, and it helps this community grow stronger every day. Remember, you're not just learning English, you're building a new part of yourself, a confident, fluent communicator. So keep your heart open, your voice strong, and your mind focused. You're doing amazing, and I'll see you in the next lesson right here on Ms. Fluent English. Keep speaking, keep shining, and never stop learning.